Yo, it's Yerk, and in this video, I'm going to bring back the one, the only, OG Tilted Towers. But this time, we're doing it in Core. Shout out to Core for sponsoring this video, but for those of you that don't know, Core is the new free game creation platform that lets anyone make and publish games without needing a supporter creator code. For the past few weeks, I've been a part of the Core Game Dev Bootcamp, and let me tell you, Core has some insane tools we could only dream of getting in creative. For example, they have a terrain editor, custom textures, custom weapons, abilities. You can literally make your own anything. Imagine you could just load up a new template island that has all the mechanics already done for you. Well, Core has that. We're gonna go over all of that cool stuff in this video as we build Tilted Towers from scratch. Let's get started. So when we open up Core, we can hit the play tab and we see all kinds of different games that we can play. But we're actually going to put our Tilted Towers gun game on this page of games, and we just have to build it first. So we want to go up here and we want to click create, and we have three options. Start from scratch, which is like the grid island from creative. Start with game mode frameworks, which is like a better version of the template islands, or community resources. We're going to use gameplay frameworks, but if you guys want to use this Tilted Towers map for your own game, you can, because I'll be uploading it to the community content, and all you'll have to do is click community resources and you'll find the game. But look at all the different game mode templates that they have. They have every game mode you can imagine, and they have it in first person, third person, and even top down camera angle. We're making a gun game, so all we're going to do is find gun game, click it, and we're going to type in the name of our project, which is going to be Tilted Towers, and now we're going to spawn into the template island. We're going to delete this template building, and now we're ready to roll. I'm going to start by building Trump Tower, and just like Fortnite, you can scroll through and they have all kinds of different walls and stuff, but the cool thing is, once we drag and drop a wall into our project, we can actually just change what that wall looks like instead of having to go through thousands of galleries with a bunch of different, very small wall variations. We can just drag and drop a material and make our own walls. Then, just like Fortnite, you just select pieces, copy and paste them, and start building. Did I mention you can drag materials onto pretty much anything, even the ground? I'm going to get started on the rest of the building, but we have a lot to get done, so I'll check back in with you guys as soon as I finish Trump Tower. Oh, and one more thing, I just remembered this. Check this out. Not only can I choose what material the wall is, I can change how big the bricks and stuff are on that wall by adjusting these sliders over here. Say I want super small bricks, I just move this to the right, and say I want medium-sized bricks, I move this back to the center. How cool is that? But okay, here it is. Tell me that doesn't look just like Trump Towers. Next, I'm going to build Clock Tower from scratch, and I'm going to do a speed build for this building so you guys can see how it works, but it's not much different than Fortnite. You just take the pieces and build whatever you want. Now, all I have to do is add the clocks to the clock tower, and to do that, all I have to do is search up clock and then drag one of the clocks onto the tower. But look, the clocks aren't the right color. Not a problem, because you can change the material of props too. Yes, you can literally change anything. Now, I'm going to get to work on the rest of these buildings, but I'll just update you guys when each one is finished. The next building I made was Red Umbrella, and here's the finished product. Tell me that this isn't already starting to come together, right? The next building I made was Garage, which was easily the hardest building to recreate in Tilted Towers, but I think I did a pretty impressive job. All jokes aside, then I decided to make the basketball courts, and I am actually quite happy with how this turned out. And now that we have basketball courts done, I decided I was going to make the fish building next. And next up, I remade the L apartment buildings, and I'm actually really happy with how these buildings turned out because they look just like they do in Tilted Towers. And now we can really see Tilted starting to come together. Next, we're going to finish up the roadway through Tilted, and it's actually super easy. All we need to do is go to core content and we're going to search up roads. Then we have all of these different roads to choose from. We have 1-lane roads, 2-lane roads, 4-way intersections, 3-way intersections, and all kinds of curved corner pieces too. And all we have to do is drag and drop the template into our project, and just like that, we can easily recreate tilted streets. Awesome, now that all the buildings are done, we can check out how I built some of the interiors. I'm sure you're not surprised, but it's just as easy. We just found the stairs that we wanted to use and started by flipping the direction so they were facing the right way. Then we were able to grab a floor piece and we could throw a wood floor texture onto it and start building out the floor plan. Once I filled in all of the floor plan for each floor and added all the necessary staircases, then we can start putting in the guard railings throughout Trump Towers. All we have to do is search up for railings in core content and again drag and drop and start placing them on the edge of all the floors that need railings. Now we're going to set up the spawn points, and to do that we just want to find the spawn point device in our hierarchy. Then we're going to move it to where we want our first spawn point to be. And over here we can also change all the settings on the spawn point devices to set up what spawn rotation the players spawn in. But for now, I'm okay with the default settings, so I'm just going to copy and paste the spawn point all over the map. Core allows you to have 16 players in your game currently, which is the same amount as Fortnite, so I'm going to set up 16 spawn points all across the map so it's not congested and everyone doesn't start spawning in one place. When you're making your game and you want to test it out, which you normally do by hitting escape and clicking start game in Fortnite, you just have to hit this play button up here and then a window pops up that's basically the same thing as starting your game. I'm sure you guys have all had that time when you need to test something that takes multiple people to test and you look and see none of your friends are online. Then you're forced to wait until you have a friend online and then get them to help you test it out and see if it works. Well, Core thought about that and they have an awesome solution. Before you hit the play button, you can actually go over here and change how many players you want to spawn in to test it. These aren't fake players, they're just bots, and you can control all of them because it just opens in another window, and to control them, you just change between windows and now you can test out your mechanic or whatever, and you don't need to wait for anyone else to help you. Don't you wish Fortnite had that option? Because I know I do. Next, let's check out this terrain editor. This is actually so cool, guys. You have all kinds of different tools to manipulate the terrain. You have a sculpting tool that has all kinds of different settings that let you create mountains, caves, or whatever you envision for your terrain. You can also adjust the strength of the tool and the size of the tool and much, much more. So you can really shape the terrain exactly how you want it. And you have all kinds of tools like the leveling tool, which you can use to make like flat stuff or make a base that you're going to go back with the other tools like the trim tool or the smooth tool to give it some character. Then there's a tab for the paint tool, and the paint tool allows you to paint the terrain to be any different kind of terrain material you want. And you can also adjust this tool's size, strength, and all that stuff you could do with the sculpting tools. And it lets you swap between textures and paint different terrain exactly how you want it to look with no weird lines from different pieces and stuff like that that we have to deal with in Fortnite. You just sculpt the terrain and paint it and it's all one piece. For example, this is me putting some snow on the top of this mountain so you can kind of get an idea of how it works. This is next level for making really awesome games, and I couldn't imagine what Chase Jackman could do with this type of feature. And before we hop in and play our Tilted Towers gun game map, I'm going to show you guys how to publish. This is the coolest part about Core in my opinion, because it allows anyone to make whatever they want and play it with anybody. It doesn't have any restrictions on who's allowed to make games for the community. Anybody in the community can make their own game. Just click this button in the top right corner that says Publish Game. Then you're going to type in your map details and any notes about your map or how to play. Then you add a screenshot and you just hit publish. Then your game is live and it's on the homepage of Core. You can share the link or just tell your friends to join you, because if you're in a game, then that game shows up on the active games page and anybody can join and play with you. Core eliminated the barriers preventing anybody from making games and publishing them to the world, and it's completely free. If you guys want to get Core, you can download it for free by clicking the link in the top of the description. And that's all I have for this video. If you want, feel free to check out some of my other videos that are on screen now. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay up.